Welcome back. Take a look at shares of Virgin Galactic, up 19% right now. The company announcing it will attempt to launch its next flight test, I should say, on July 11th, which will carry founder Sir Richard Branson. Branson is looking to beat fellow billionaire Jeff Bezos to space as Bezos looks to launch his own company, Blue Origin, on that company's New Shepard capsule on July 20th. Joining us now is Virgin Galactic CEO Michael Colglazier. Michael, great to have you back on. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Morgan. It's a good day to be here.
Yeah, what an exciting couple of weeks we have ahead of us. I spoke to Sir Richard earlier this week when your sister company, Virgin Orbit, successfully carried satellites to orbit. And at that time, when I asked him what the game plan was for him to go to space, he said that he was waiting for the engineers to tell me when I can go to space, quote unquote. You take that, you couple it with the FAA approval last Friday. How long has this plan been in the works?
Well, the plan has been in the works, for quite some time because we've had this test flight program going on. And as you know, we have 4 test flights we were planning to do. We did our first on May 22nd, and it was excellent. And it showed that we are technically ready to go. We did a lot of diligent analysis after that flight. That's the same data that we gave to the FAA. And as you mentioned, that's what the FAA used as the basis to approve our commercial license going forward. And when we finished that analysis, we knew we would be pivoting from focus on technical side of the flight test to the focus on the cabin experience and what the astronaut experience would be like for these next 2 flights. But we had to wait until the technical work was done, and Richard was pretty patient about that. So then as we shift this focus to now the private astronaut experience and the cabin environment, these next 2 test flights are pretty much going to be the same. We originally had thought we would maybe rehearse and have somebody stand in for Richard just to kind of show what would be going on. We realized most of that training's done on the ground, and so we had a chance to say, Richard, you could go on either of these 2 flights. Which would you prefer? You can kind of imagine what he had to say back, and he's excited to go now that it's ready.
Yeah, given the fact that there has been that switch, the fact that he's going to be on this test flight sooner now, I do wonder, though, was the news that your direct competitor, Blue Origin, sending that company's founder to space a factor in the decision for this change in timeline?
Absolutely not. And I know it's a fun headline, and I know a lot of media like that headline. We only fly when we've assessed all of our data and we are safe to fly and ready to fly. And we've been working on that all along. We announced quite some time ago that we'd be running these test flights, and the next 2 would be in the summer. So waiting for the analysis, we've been planning for some time that our next of the test flights would be somewhere around mid-July. So that plan's been going. We finished the data analysis, and that allowed us to announce our flight date yesterday. And then we've also been planning for Richard to be one of our test mission specialists, because we wanted him to represent all the future astronauts who are coming. This is going to be an amazing, transformative event for people that they kind of plan for much of their lives and are excited for it. Who better than Richard when he comes back for us to interview and say, okay, how was that? How did we deliver? How did we set up the training program? Was the journey that we took you on for the year in advance and the week in advance in New Mexico, did it set you up for this amazing moment above the Earth? And that's his role. And we've been planning for him to do that for quite a while. The ship's now ready. He's been really patient about it. But now it's time.
Yeah, and certainly I think back to last year pre-pandemic. The game plan had been for him to fly around his birthday, which is July 18th. So perhaps not that surprising to see it happen this month in light of that as well. That being said, what is he going to experience, he and his 3 crew mates, and what does that training ahead of time entail?
Sure. This group of 4 mission specialists are going to experience exactly what our future astronauts are going to experience. So the training actually starts well in advance. As you know, Richard's been ready for years and working on his training for that. But specifically for the week before the flight, there is a period of very focused training. It's about building muscle memory for how you will work within the cabin, but it's also getting ready kind of physically, spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, because the moments in weightlessness, looking back at the Earth, are relatively few over the course of a lifetime. And we want to make sure the memory is so strong and so powerful that it lasts with you forever. So all of our training is really focused on setting up that memory. That's what we're taking Richard and his team through this upcoming week, and that's what we'll be asking how it went when he comes back.
Safety, it's of the utmost importance. How are you planning for that? What does that look like?
Well, I'd say safety is built in at the foundation of everything we do. And, you mentioned we were originally planning to fly Richard well back, like a year ago, and we had more test flights to do. We had more efforts to go. And so we never really worry about the schedule driving anything. We worry about our technical readiness driving everything. And so that's how this company works. That's how we're built. That's where we're embedding in the culture of this. So now that the technical readiness is there, and it's there because of the data that shows it's there, and it's there because of the diligence of the team that works on this so hard. So now that that is ready, it does really give us the ability to focus on the next phase, the cabin experience. And now we're going to get repetition and repeating under our belt on the technical flights. The last flight in May flew just as we wanted it to go. So we're just going to keep doing that flight profile and move forward. But this takes us another step to opening the door of making space accessible for far more people than has ever been possible. And that's pretty exciting.